Hey guys,
Hello,
I'm Mel,
and I'm Mary Beth.
and we are the creators of Musically Challenged, coming at you from the closet floor of my room.
My stomach won't shut off. I don't know. I just ate.
I don't know if you can pick up
It's
on
settling.
our third guest today, Mary Beth's stomach.
Apparently. So this is episode 2 of our Making Musically Challenged podcast.
We're still on my closet floor because I did not have a chance to clean my closet out.
Our brokageness has not fixed itself.
Our brokagedness.
You know, we're broke. I don't know.
Okay.
I just came up with it.
Alright, okay.
It's fine.
Well, so thanks for tuning back in. I know that you probably have a plethora of other podcasts you want to listen to, but thanks for giving ours a listen.
A chance.
To those few listeners, thank you. We really appreciate you.
We do.
We do. It makes us happy every time we see the little count go up. I text Mary Beth and I'm like, we got another listener.
It's really quite funny and kind of sad.
But thank you all the same. You make us very happy.
Yes. So today we will be discussing kind of what we've been releasing over the past week as far as the Valkyrie content.
Mm-hmm.
So we are going to be deep diving into that today. So of course we did humans last week. We talked a bit about them, their zodiac, all that stuff. We went to a little bit of the history, I guess the main plot of the show, things like that.
We just kind of rambled last week. This week we're going to try to keep it a bit more on track. Keep it to around 20 minutes because I know just listening to us theorize about our own world.
We're not theorizing. It's more like we're just talking about it. Cause we're not. Can you theorize stuff if you wrote it? I don't think.
Yes, we've been doing that all morning.
Well, we've been redoing some concepts because we were looking at certain things and realized format-wise a couple of things weren't going to work with the original layout. So we changed a few things around and came up with a new idea for one particular territory.
Well, okay, so this was both of our bad, but we have kind of an issue that we visit in each of the different territories when our characters get there. And we realized we never gave one to the humans.
They're so forgettable.
We didn't even have them on the list of a territory to visit.
Well, like, they're there because...
They're not really, though.
No, they're in the territory because the capital is the human territory, but
we
as far
never
as...
wrote it for them to actually be in the capital except for one night.
Yeah, we never focused on the human territory themselves. Like,
but anyway,
we focused on the castle, but we've remedied that situation.
So originally, the very first territory we were going to go to was the Valkyrie city. And now the Valkyrie they live in the clouds, so their territory just kind of moves around wherever they want. We've established in our history of Harmonia that we have written down somewhere on one of our Excel sheets that
Yes.
because they travel around on clouds, they go to different territories, most people groups, creature groups, they know the Valkyrie, they trade with the Valkyrie. They're like the most friendly of all the creatures almost, and they have open trade with everyone. And so they just travel from territory to territory.
Their territory is exclusive to them because they're the only ones who could even get up to the altitudes and live up there, like, successfully. Well, I mean, other people can live up there. It's just harder to navigate because it is a city built for people who have wings. And, like, now, especially bird wings themselves. Yeah. Because, like, fairies also have wings, but they're smaller, and I don't think they could really deal with the higher altitude because they are a smaller creature group as well.
Now, other creatures, like, we do have our heroes going into the city of the Valkyries.
Oh, yeah.
Like, other creatures can live up there, and that's actually one of the issues that we will be diving into this. But we did move that from first season to the third season, so we won't be seeing that issue come up soon. Do you want to discuss what that issue is?
No, I think they should just be able to see it in the show, because, like, why spoil things?
This is true.
We just want to discuss the ideas behind things that we're coming up with. I don't want to talk about plot points if we can help it.
This is true.
Like, we might touch on a small plot point if it's something, like, character-wise we're talking, but nothing...
Basically, I'm trying to, like, describe...
For an example.
Yeah, I'm trying to describe to them, though, like, you know, we will be touching on the issue of can other people live in the City of the Clouds as
Yeah.
easily as a Valkyrie, and that we will be discussing that more towards season 3 instead of season 1 now. But it's possible, it's doable.
Well, the
It's
magic
just
in this
easier
world,
to have bird bones and wings.
this is true. Well, the magic in this world allows people to do things that X many years ago were not possible. Because, like, I think we briefly touched on this in the last episode. The magic in this world, there's 3 different kinds of magic.
There's
one of
technically
which
4.
I'm sorry. Well, yeah, because it is. Yeah, we do call it a magic. I don't want to talk about it right now, but the one I guess we should talk specifically about is wizardry. So wizardry here is kind of like our version of technology in our world. It is more meant for practical use, and anyone can use wizardry, but it's not like, oh, you cast a spell and this thing automatically happens. No, it's literally
more
like the
about,
power source.
Yeah, it's more about inventing things that will be helpful. So, like, you may have noticed Mary Beth on her channel releases, like, objects and things that the people groups use, and some of those are mirrors. And so, like, mirrors are a form of wizardry magic. It's their form of communication, their form of cell phones,
TVs, things like that. So it's like, because the idea was like, the magic mirror from fairy tales. That was the original idea for it. And I was like, you know what? Like, why don't we just make that their version of technology? Because, like, it is both in almost modern society, but it's also not.
It's the magic version of modern society in a way, in, like, a different universe.
Yeah.
But yeah, so what were we were saying? Oh, yes. So
The
people
Valkyries.
can use, like, magic items if they plan on staying in the City of the Clouds for an extended period of time. You can probably use some sort of wizardry magic to, like, give yourself wings, or...
We keep calling it the City in the Clouds. That's
has
not
a
it.
name.
It has a name.
But, like, I'm just
pull it up.
reinforcing that it actually is in the clouds. It's
a city
really
that is
pretty
in the clouds. Was it Concertos?
I think it's Concertos, yes.
With the 10,000 spreadsheets we have.
Fairly
Timeline,
certain.
Characters. Territories. Here we go.
No.
No,
it'd
wait,
be
those
on
are the
first
conflicts.
page.
Would it
It's
be on the first page?
It's on the very first
Basic
page, yeah.
need to know.
Yeah, basic need to know.
Literally, like, we have pages upon pages. upon pages upon pages.
But anyway, so we were discussing how, like, in a couple of the videos that I released for my TikToks, I'm telling you guys how Valkyrie are exclusively a female race. It's just the way that particular gene pool works. There's not gonna be any males born into this particular world. And because of that, they are, for the most part, a lesbian race. Now, there are outliers, like, for example, one of our main characters, Millie. She's dated both male and female. Although I do believe she's more interested in men, and but first and foremost, she is demisexual, so she does need that really special, tight friendship bond before she can even begin to feel the feelings of romance. And she's the character that I identify with most. She's my favorite, mostly because, like, I identify as that as well, which I've discussed multiple times. So it's we don't need to get back into that. But yeah, so they are a female race based very, very, very loosely off of the Norse Valkyrie.
Well, they're like angel people. Well, like, they're honestly, they're a combination of Norse Valkyries and Harpies to an extent. I know you don't like calling them Harpies.
I don't. Harpies have a very bad connotation.
And they don't like Harpies. They're not
no.
like these evil creatures. But, like, as far as the bird qualities, that's what was taken from them. And I thought about doing a Norse styling for them because we are calling them Valkyries. I know that's a contradiction. I'm fully aware of it. I really love that ancient Greek style, especially for a city in the clouds. It's like, I love the Hercules movie and I like seeing Mount Olympus. So I was like, that's what I want for my thing, except a little bit more, different. Because this is, I don't know, I really like that Greek, like, flowy clothes style. I just think it's so cool looking.
Yeah, so the Valkyries are kind of like a hodgepodge.
They are a hodgepodge.
I'm like humming.
I mean,
over here, so I'm trying to
they're
think of
our
the
own
words.
creature. We're just kind of using the name.
Just so you can kind of, like,
Get a sense of
get
what
a sense
it
of what they
is.
are, basically. Yeah, so that's kind of the Valkyrie. They are each based off of different birds as well. So, like, if you go to our website, on our About Creators page, you'll see my cartoon of myself, which Mary Beth drew me as a Valkyrie, because they're probably they're one of the top two of my favorite creatures. The daemons are my other favorite. I was trying to figure out which one I wanted to be.
The daemons are also really cool. They're both like really fun.
But we're not talking about daemons.
We're not talking about that. Well, I think it's funny because like this actually we mentioned this morning to each other, where we accidentally chose our own like zodiac creature. Because okay, so like I think we mentioned half of the zodiacs are zodiacs in our world, and half of the zodiacs are brand new ones that we came up with for their specific races.
So Virgo is the zodiac for the
Valkyries.
For the Valkyrie, and I am actually a Virgo, and I didn't even think of that when I was choosing a Valkyrie to represent me. And then Mary Beth,
I chose to be an orc because I felt like the orcs called more to me personality wise. Plus, like they're one of my favorite races, so I did myself as an orc. And then Taurus is the zodiac for them, and I was like, I'm a Taurus. This makes so much sense why I would be this. Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh, it's fine.
But anyway,
not saying that whatever your zodiac is whatever creature you would be,
because we're not using all 12 of our zodiacs.
Exactly.
We're only using like 5 of them, I
and
believe.
it's not how that translates, but we found it funny that those were the creatures, because we wanted to like be creatures in our world. Although, like, if we're going based off of, I guess, cultural wise,
we'd both be humans, and we were both very sad by that. So we're
like, I don't want to be a human.
But anyway, back to what I was saying. The Valkyrie they're very much a hodgepodge, and so not only are they based off of the Norse mythology, with Greek design, they're also made with different birds in mind. So like I was saying, my character that was drawn by Mary Beth is a Valkyrie with the design of a strawberry finch, because I think those are just the cutest little birds.
They are very cute. When you showed me the pictures, I was like, this exists.
It's
exists. So cute.
It's adorable.
I will say, that is my favorite part about drawing the Valkyries, is like, ooh, what bird do I get to do?
Well, you should upload one of the pictures of a strawberry finch to the YouTube.
Eventually, I might actually be like, hey, these are the characters I made for us, and like this was what they were
like
based
right now
off
while
of.
we're talking about it.
Like, that's what you. Yeah, I'll show it.
So we release this podcast on multiple different platforms, and one of them is YouTube. And on YouTube, Mary Beth actually uploads pictures to kind of go along with what we're talking about if we have anything that's relevant. So
yeah, so if you'd like to see this in a video format with like the stuff we're talking about, like last episode we talked about a bunch of different characters, some territories. I actually will show the pictures of the characters when we're talking about them. I showed the map of Harmonia. I showed a lot of different stuff on that video.
Yeah, and the links for all of that is on our podcast page on our website, which is makingmusicallychallenged.com.
No, it's not.
No,
don't say no.
The show is called Making Musically Challenged.
You mean the podcast?
The podcast is called Making Musically Challenged.
The
show is Musically Challenged. The website is musicallychallengedshow.com. Yes, we have so many freaking names
because people keep stealing our ideas.
They don't keep stealing our ideas.
Well, Musically Challenged, well, okay.
That existed before this existed.
Well, I know.
Well,
but you know what I mean.
We came up with the concept before the show. So there's apparently a show called Musically Challenged. It's about like children rapping or something, and we didn't realize that.
Oops.
But it's fine because it's completely different.
It's a completely different thing, and I don't think the term would be copyrighted.
Anyway, let's not get into legal stuff right now. We're still talking about the Valkyrie.
This is just a YouTube series we're releasing anyways, so...
Yeah. So you can find our podcast wherever you're listening to it right now. You can download it off of our website. We're on, like, what all are we on? Apple Podcasts.
I got a list. Hold on. I've got a list. We're on, like, 6 different things.
We're working on Google Podcast.
We did? We did Google now?
Yeah, so
forgot to mention that.
Well, it's still thinking about it. Like,
it's still thinking about it.
We're approved on Google. It's just taking a second to get it uploaded. So we're approved on Google. Oh.
Shit. Jeez. I was trying so hard to hold it. I hate sneezing. It's the
Pandora's
worst.
thinking about hosting us, and Prime is also thinking about hosting us.
covered that one at least. Okay, so, okay.
But these are the places where you can definitely find the podcast right
We've
now.
got Overcast, Castro, Carbon, Podfriend, Buzzsprout, Apple Podcasts,
Yes.
Spotify,
Yes.
YouTube,
Yes.
and apparently Google now.
Yes. You should be able to find it on Google, if not today, soon.
I'm gonna be honest, I had never heard of like half of these.
Yeah, these are just like podcast hosting sites.
Yeah,
so.
like all the ones you sent me, like Castro, Carbon. I'm like, what is this?
You can listen to a lot of
So I've heard of Buzzsprout. Obviously, I've heard of Apple Podcasts and Spotify, but
Buzzsprout is the host site for us. That's where
true.
we're uploading it to. But yeah. So we have a few more minutes. You want to continue talking about Valkyrie while we have
it's already
time?
been 15 minutes.
It
Oh my
has.
goodness. Yeah, let's talk about the Valkyries. So let's talk about like the art that I released.
So we are two creative type people, so we tend to
Talk.
ramble a good chunk.
Lord,
Anyway, so let's
really
talk
hope this
about.
mic is not picking up all my stomach sounds because goodness,
I guess we'll find out.
it's fine.
So let's talk about the zodiac for.
Oh yes, so Zodiac is Virgo.
She's fairly in tune with her people. She'll listen to them. She'll hold court. She's very even tempered but fair, and
She's very well respected within the Valkyrie community. She's not like Libra who like never shows up. She's actually very much involved with her people. When I did her design, I didn't realize how young I made her look.
She does look very young.
She does. Like, she looks like she's in almost, not really a teenager, but like in her early 20s, I guess. Like, I made her, she's got a little bit more meat on her bones than Libra does, because Libra's just like that Karen stick. Honestly, she reminds me of your mother.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that unhealthily skinny almost.
Very, very skinny.
Yes.
Hi, Mom.
Let's not go there. I don't think she's listening, maybe. I don't know.
I don't think she would listen either, but it's fine.
No, but I gave Virgo a little bit more meat on her bone. She's still fairly skinny, the skinny of youth. Didn't mean for her to be.
When people still have metabolism that works.
Yes, I do have. I gave her a little bit more meat around her thighs and her upper arms, but I like how she turned out. Now it's her wings. I was like, okay, what was the end all be all of birds? Because like she's the god of the bird people. So I was like, okay. Well, the eagle is probably the most majestic, well-known bird. Okay, well, what do eagles look like? Oh, that's right. 90% of them are just brown. And if you just draw the wings of an eagle, only people who, like, know their bird stuff are gonna know this is an eagle. And honestly, it's a dull... Brown is just such a dull color, and it wasn't going to work with the whole astro colors that I'm going with for the Zodiac people. So I was like, okay, nix the eagle. Oh, I like the colors gold, so I was like, is there any gold birds? No gold birds. All right. Oh, here's an idea. What if I did a mythological bird? What about the phoenix? Phoenix is in Greek mythology, so, like, that's kind of the idea. It's not exactly, because their wings aren't made of fire or anything. They just have a gold hint too, so gold-toned hue. I don't know what I just said, if it wasn't
Gold
that.
tint too.
Don't forget it, it's fine. Gold-toned hue, so that's Virgo.
Yeah. But yeah, so the Valkyrie are very much one of my top two favorite. They're a very wise culture, very open and loving, very much kind of, I almost want to say like the essence of what all Harmonia eventually should be, but just because they combine themselves already with all the different territories. Like they were doing that before the Human King, like, made all these peace treaties and whatnot with all the different countries or territories, and so like they were the first ones to really do that. So they'd be traveling from the giants to the dwarves and just having, you know, open fair trade with them, and so they already have like a monetary system that like works with all these different territories, and they're wise beyond their years.
Pretty much.
And speaking of years, they do have a longer lifespan than humans. We're thinking that they probably have about like a 250 to 300 year lifespan.
Give or take a few years, or a few, I guess, decades at that point.
Yeah.
But yeah, they have a bit longer of a lifespan. Like I said, they are very much heavily influenced by Greek styling as far as clothes. The architecture especially is going to have that Mount Olympus, like Pantheon Greek style.
Oh, one fun thing about them, their eyes. You did something unique with their
I
eyes.
did. Well, I wanted to do something because like there's so many races in Harmonia that like have that more human look to them with just like a few features changed here and there. And with the Valkyries, obviously they have their wings and they have the winged ears too. But I wanted to do something interesting with the eyes because they live in the clouds, and I was thinking they had these sort of different pupils because like light reflection. I don't know how that works, but something like that. I was just like, you know what, let's just do something interesting. So I gave them colored pupils. They don't have just colored irises, they also have colored pupils. So it like gives them almost like an unearthly, like mystical look of sorts. I thought it was cool, and it looks really cool. I really like how Millie's design turned out because I made that design choice. Same thing with Melanie's. Obviously, she does not have yellow pupils. That is not a thing.
You don't know that. I might. They don't know that.
I know that. I live with you. Anyways, but that was a design choice that I made.
Oh, and one other design choice that I thought was really cool is a lot of the Valkyrie tend to wear like a clip or a necklace or like a bracelet or something
right.
that's made from
The feathers
a
of their
feather
mothers.
of their moms. So like they have one feather from one mom and another feather from another mom, and they have it somewhere. On them. Millie's has it
As
in
a hair clip. So there's like two of the feathers hang down. And I know what birds I want to base her moms off of. I don't want to talk about it in this video. I'll probably do that in this episode. I'll probably do that in another time when we actually talk about minor characters that we're bringing into the show. But know that the two feathers she has are based on her mom's feathers. And I thought that was a really cool idea. That like because they're very very close family knit wise. We did talk about the fact that their sexuality is they're traditionally, that does not mean that you like have to be, everybody's their own person, as we've said many times.
Right, and they have, there's going to be a varying scale, because sexuality is a scale. It's a sliding scale. So, like I've stated, Millie is into both men and women. She's dated Valkyrie women. She's dated other creatures.
Yeah, that's spoiler
But
territory.
we're not going to get into all that because that is going to come out in the show.
Yeah.
But yes, and she's also, like I said, demi, and then I'm sure we have some aces or some other form of sexuality in the Valkyrie community as well. But yeah, so that's the Valkyrie.
They're pretty cool.
This is the wrap of our second podcast. Hopefully by next week I will have found time to clean up my closet and make a recording space in here.
We'll find out. Well, next week, as far as what's coming, is we are going to be doing the elves next week, which is very exciting because they're another one that I enjoy the designs for. I'm really excited to see what I come up with. I'm also terrified about drawing the city because, again, I'm not a background artist.
So if you are a background artist, please reach out to us. Our email is musicallychallengedshow @gmail.com. You can reach out to us through that email. On TikTok, I am mel.rose. She is escape artist.
Yeah.
You can also reach out to us on our website. We have a contact us page. We are also holding open auditions for all these characters. I'm getting all these plugs in at the very end of the episode.
Plug.
Please.
Seriously, especially, we're definitely looking for voice actors right now. We've had a couple of people reach out and say, hey, I'm interested. Where do I do this? So just, go ahead. It's either, email us or TikTok us. One of the two. We are definitely looking for voice actors, people who can also sing if you want to just do singing parts,
And we're also looking for animators. Now, eventually, we do plan on getting, Kickstarter or Patreon, some sort of money-raising thing so we can actually pay the people who want to help us.
Yes, because artists always deserve to be paid.
Yes.
Any kind of, anyone doing any work always deserves to be paid because it's work, and you know what I'm talking about?
But we really want to find those people who, really are in our situation. We want to get our show out there, but we don't have the money or the connection or the influences yet. So we really want to find those people who are in our same boat. Or if you're not in the same boat, that's fine too. We welcome all people.
Especially.
Yes. So, but please just reach out to us, even if you don't want to audition or draw for us or animate or anything. Just reach out and let us know your thoughts. We love interacting with you guys. It makes us very happy.
Absolutely. Because we also need people who are, especially on the different, like sexuality spectrums, and we could
My-
always use
my
consultants.
dream would be for people of the same persuasion as our main characters to voice those characters.
That'd be awesome.
I don't know if that's gonna happen or not, but that is my dream.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so we've definitely overshot the 20 minutes, but I don't think we're at 45 minutes yet. So we're gonna cut it here. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for listening. Again, you can find us in many, many places. They are listed on our website, which you probably have seen. musicallychallengedshow.com.
One last plug.
But yeah, please just rate, like, subscribe. That really helps boost our visibility.
Absolutely.
And we love you all.
You guys have a great day.
Bye, guys.